This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Amanda Stevens, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Monday, May 11th. President Lai Ching-te says special defense budget stipulations may delay defense purchases. Taiwan shouldn't just wait passively for WHA invite, minister says, as delegation prepares for Geneva trip. And the Taiwan Smart Medical and Health Tech Expo will be held around the WHA. But first, today's top story. President Lai Ching-te says the special defense budget, in addition to being too low, may not even be usable. This comes after the legislature passed a 780 billion NT dollar or $25 billion US dollar budget Friday, scaled down from the cabinet's original proposal of nearly 40 billion US dollars. In an interview Saturday, the president said that, in addition to being too small, new legislative review stipulations may render it untouchable. President Lai detailed that, prior to the most recent special budget, once a budget passed, the cabinet would be free to allocate and, in essence, spend the approved funds. However, the new budget stipulates that the cabinet must seek legislative approval again, submitting a budget allocation plan before the funds will be released for spending. This extra hurdle, the president points out, may slow down the process so much as to render the budget useless, saying,
"In other words, you may see the budget, but not actually use it due to this other hurdle. This isn't a normal review process."
Citing the HIMARS missile acquisition project as an example, Lai pointed out that, due to this extra step, Taiwan could miss the payment deadline on May 31st if the budget is tied up in an approval process. In addition, the new budget ceiling is too low and doesn't allow for domestic weapons development, like the original did. Lai urged all parties in the legislature to reconsider the ruling carefully on the basis of national security, social stability, and industrial development, and to complete relevant procedures as soon as possible. He said that while party competition is inevitable, there is no room for compromise when it comes to national security. He expressed the hope that both ruling and opposition parties would work together for the benefit of Taiwan. The 79th World Health Assembly, or WHA, will begin May 18th in Geneva, Switzerland. And while Taiwan did not receive a formal invitation, it will still be sending a delegation to network with health officials from around the world and share Taiwan's health and welfare expertise. RTI's English field reporter James Thompson attended a briefing for more details.
Taiwan should not just wait passively for an invitation to the World Health Assembly, Foreign Minister Lin Jialong said Monday, as Health Minister Shi Chongliang prepares to lead a delegation to Geneva during this year's global health event in the Swiss city. The 79th World Health Assembly will be held from May 18th to 23rd. But Taiwan has not received a formal invitation amid objections from China, which opposes Taiwan's participation in international organizations. Leaving no one behind is the spirit of the World Health Organization, but it is constantly violating that, Lin said at a joint Foreign Ministry and Health Ministry press conference on Monday, May 11th. Actually, it's not just a potential loss for Taiwan. The world's loss is greater, the Foreign Minister added. Health Minister Shi said Taiwan should not be absent as the world faces challenges including aging populations, rising chronic disease burdens, infectious disease threats, and antibiotic resistance. Unfortunately, so far this year, Taiwan has still not received a formal invitation, Shi said, adding that Taiwan should instead participate actively. He said he will lead health ministry officials and participants to Switzerland, continuing Taiwan's practice of sending delegations to Geneva to promote its participation on the sidelines of the assembly. This is James Thompson with Radio Taiwan International, reporting in Taipei.
Health Minister Shi Chongliang announced more details on the 4 international forums to be held around the 79th World Health Assembly, or WHA, in Geneva. Shi stated that this year's Taiwan Smart Medical and Health Tech Expo will cover topics such as healthcare resilience, smart healthcare, cancer prevention, and hepatitis C prevention. He said that these forums aim to share Taiwan's experiences with the international community and facilitate exchanges and learning with experts from various countries. Shi elaborated that this event will integrate diplomacy, healthcare, and trade, allowing Taiwan's relevant medical systems and businesses to travel to Geneva. During this important gathering of international health leaders, the spirit of Taiwan can help will be seen and even truly implemented, which is a key difference between this year and previous years. TPP legislator Wang Zhengshu also stressed that WHA peripheral meetings are crucial platforms for promoting Taiwan's international capabilities and its indispensable role in the global public health system. Furthermore, he pointed out a silver lining. Since the United States withdrew from the WHO, this may give more room to establish deeper Taiwan-U.S. medical cooperation. Regarding the United States' explicit statement that this year it will not participate in the WHA, Shi pointed out that Taiwan and the U.S. already have an MOU in the fields of public health and healthcare and are currently negotiating its renewal. Taiwan annually invites serving U.S. health officials to participate in a health and welfare forum. This year's forum will be held in June, followed by a roundtable event for health officials from various U.S. states in August. Through substantive exchanges and interactions, these initiatives aim to further strengthen bilateral cooperation. Taiwan's CDC raised the travel advisory for Japan as national measles outbreaks continue to break 2025 records. CDC Deputy Director General Tseng Shu-hui recommended that travelers exercise caution, get vaccinated, or even avoid travel to affected areas altogether. As of April, Japan recorded over 400 national measles infections, surpassing the total number of cases for all of 2025. Tokyo is the most affected area, accounting for nearly half of all cases. Most cases are among teenagers and young adults, although the situation is escalating. Tseng said that the CDC raised the travel advisory in Japan to level 1, watch, due to the intensifying measles epidemic. This means that travelers should get the combination MMR, or mumps, measles, and rubella vaccine, and be vigilant when traveling. She reminded the public that measles is highly contagious and can be spread through the air, so vulnerable people, such as young children or pregnant women, should avoid traveling in infected areas altogether. Tseng said that measles symptoms can be confused with a cold or the flu and include a runny nose, fever, and conjunctivitis. However, measles often presents a distinctive red rash. In 5 to 10% of cases, it can result in dangerous complications, such as pneumonia or encephalitis, and the disease carries a mortality rate of up to 10% among high-risk individuals, so it must be taken seriously. Taiwan has recorded a total of 9 measles cases this year, 7 imported and 2 locally transmitted. Outside of Japan, other countries, including the United States, Mexico, the United Kingdom, and Bangladesh, are experiencing a high volume of cases, prompting the CDC to raise alert levels for affected countries. No country has yet received an alert above level 2 due to a measles outbreak. According to Korea Tourism Organization, or KTO, statistics, approximately 540,000 Taiwanese tourists visited South Korea in the first quarter of this year, a 38% increase compared to the same period last year. The total number of Taiwanese tourists visiting South Korea for the year is expected to reach 2.32 million, setting a new record. Taiwan's tourism administration numbers show that from January to March 2026, a total of 5.36 million Taiwanese tourists traveled abroad, a 19.4% increase compared to the same period last year. Japan remained the most popular destination, followed by China, with South Korea ranking third. The KTO said that South Korea has seen an uptick in foreign tourists, with approximately 4.76 million visiting in the first quarter of this year, a 23% increase compared to the same period last year. The roughly 540,000 Taiwanese tourists ranked third in the South Korean market. Tuvalu's Minister of Transport, Energy, Communication, and Innovation, Simon Kofe, is leading a delegation of officials on a visit to Taiwan from Sunday, May 10th until Thursday, May 14th, at the invitation of the government. The delegation includes Tuvalu Telecommunications Corporation General Manager Tenanoia Veronica Simona and Ministry of Transport, Energy, Communication, and Innovation Deputy Secretary Lauti Wayne Ako. Taiwan's foreign ministry said that this is Kofe's third visit to Taiwan. During their stay, the delegation will meet with relevant Taiwanese government agencies and businesses to discuss information and communications technology, digital governance and resilience, as well as energy development and security. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Amanda Stevens. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features, brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.